Hi, this is Samira Kazemeni with Samiras Network. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Today's television show is going to be wonderful. Here I have with me an award-winning actor, Douglas Vermeeren. We're so excited you're here with us today. We were so honored that our last Luxury Gala, you were one of our awardees for the Best Independent Feature Actor. And you're wonderful. I'm going to show some of your amazing stunts, amazing videos you've done in the past. We're so excited. On all these magazine covers, you're with us today. We're so honored you're with us.
So I'm a film and TV actor, but I've also done stunts, as you've mentioned. And it's funny because right now I'm visiting LA to come and see you as well. But we're doing a show for Paramount Plus, and we're working over on the Paramount lot right now. And then from there, I'm Canadian, so I'll be going home to Canada to do a couple of other films. And it's been a busy year for us.
Wow. So since March that you won the award, till now you've done so many projects that we're talking about. Tell us about some of the projects you've done and some of the projects you're going to do.
You know, I'm going to feel bad already because I'm probably going to forget some stuff. I have been working nonstop, and you know what? I think the award really helped too, because people were able to see that, you know, I was recognized for that, and I was able to use the award to open some doors, so it really helped. But I've done movies in London, England since then. I've done movies in Canada since then. I just did a movie in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was for 2 different movies in LA, a scary movie and also a period piece, a docu-series that we're doing. Not allowed to mention the name of it. And then, of course, this show we're also doing with Paramount Plus. Funny enough, I also just signed a deal to do 3 feature films with Lionsgate. And so I'm doing a film where I'm doing a scene coming up with Donald Sutherland in a big film. And then I'm actually one of the lead roles in a film with Anthony Hopkins and Pierce Brosnan. And then I've also got a major supporting role in a film for Lionsgate out of Nevada with Alec Baldwin and Terrence Howard. And in addition to that, I've got a couple others coming up. It's going to be a busy year. I'm also starring in a couple of other films that are being done in Canada. One of them is a science fiction called Terra 369. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about that show, but there's the title. We just also finished How to Be a Hitman 101, which was here on the table, so that's being wrapped. And then I've got another scary movie after that called Amuntak, which is about an Egyptian mummy that the kids named the game Tag. You know, Tag, you're it. It was Amuntak. But when he touches you, you die. And so we're all going to run as far and fast as we can. But there's a bunch. I've also got a cop one that I'm doing this year. I always seem to play cop. So I'm for Daniel Torres, I'm playing Sheriff Bellamy in the upcoming feature called Fresh Meat, which is a scary movie. And we just signed a deal for another independent film called Jackknife that I'm not allowed to say too much, and I'm in that as well. So I've probably got at least another 8 or 9 movies this year that I'm doing in either lead or supporting roles, right? Amazing. Yeah, and then I'm probably going to try and find a time to sleep a little bit between projects, right? Yeah.
I think that by next year, this is my opinion, we have to kidnap you and keep you in LA because LA needs you.
Since I'm coming to LA, it's really to eat more churros and go get some bubble tea. Not just kidding. I don't know. Maybe. In all seriousness, we are producing a few too. So I am, in addition to acting, I'm also a producer. I'm also a director, so I'm going to be doing a few of those. I'm in talks to do a couple of other movies in addition to the ones that I've got slated. As you know, I also do stunt works. So some of the films that we're doing, I do have some stunts that I'm going to be doing. We just actually submitted something. I was down at Pinewood Studios in London, and there's a film that wanted me to submit a stunt reel. And I know that you've got some of the footage of me being lit on fire, that on fire stuff. So that was actually created as a demo reel to show what we're capable of doing for fire burns. Now, the interesting thing about fire, because I know you're probably watching this video right now, we probably got it snuck in. The average fire burn on a movie set is generally about 15 seconds. And they do that for safety reasons, obviously. Sometimes the performer needs to make sure that they can still breathe and control their air. You've got to keep in mind that they're going to put you out with fire extinguishers, so you don't want to breathe that stuff in. So there's a lot of prep that goes into it, but we decided we wanted to do a burn a little bit longer to show them what we're capable of. So the longest burn that I've done for film, and I can go longer, but the longest burn that I've done for film so far is about 9 minutes. Now remember, the average is 15 seconds.
Put your whole body
Well, you see the video, and that's what happened. So what they do is I put on fireproof underwear, then they put on several layers, and then we use this gel that we put through our hair and on our face and any other skin that could be touching. You try to cover most of the skin because you don't want to directly burn on the skin. And then they light me up. But we just did a burn at a school, like to talk to kids and stuff. And I took 3 hot dogs and I cooked them on myself and then gave them to the kids. And then I also did it where I had a graham cracker in one hand with marshmallow and a graham cracker in the other hand with chocolate. And I slammed them together, melted them on myself, and gave it to the kids too. But I'm like, don't eat that. It tastes like gasoline, right? Just terrible. But yeah, we have fun with the burns. I love doing stunts. And of course, when I have movies where they require me to do stunts, we have a good time. I've had a chance to do some pretty amazing things over the years, everything from hanging out of helicopters with machine guns to jumping from moving motorcycles onto other moving vehicles, like from one moving vehicle to another. I've been dragged by horses. I've done horse stunts where the horses rolled over me. I've been shot with bullets with the squibs and all those things and yanked on wires. I've gone through special glass like you would a windshield on a car. I've fallen downstairs. I've done high falls. I've done underwater stuff. I've done straitjacket escapes by my ankles, like hanging from a crane. So I don't know. What are we going to do this afternoon? Oh, come play with us. We'll have some fun, right?
So exciting.
Yeah.
So we talked about it. We'll see how it goes. And we were talking about maybe a 2 or 3 minute live show on the next Luxury Gala.
It's possible. We haven't decided yet, and I've got a couple friends that have done stunts on some major motion pictures, everything from some of the Marvel shows to, James Bond and even the latest John Wick. So who knows? Maybe we'll get some people in and we'll do some stunt demos, and we'll see how it goes. But certainly we're going to be at the next Luxury Gala, and we're going to have a great time.
So we're so excited. I would love to show, because you were showing me, and I think it's just amazing how you're just out there and how much people love you. Some of the magazines you're in.
Well, first of all, that's kind that you say that people love me, because sometimes as a performer, we often wonder, are people really digging my stuff? And so thank you for that. But yeah, I've been fortunate. We've been blessed to be featured on a lot of magazine covers over the last year. There's, like I say, a lot of movies that we've done. It really seems since the pandemic, I've been incredibly busy. So yeah, I'm here with, that's a Canadian magazine. They've done some great stuff. I'm originally from Canada. I've done magazines over in the UK. They just recently had me on one of the issues of GQ for South Africa. Artenza is another magazine in Italy I was just on. This is the Hollywood Weekly here. And yeah, it's kind of fun. Sometimes they dye my hair. So I've got different colors. Actually, it's funny. That's one of the biggest questions on the internet. There's 3 questions everybody always asks about me. First one. How tall is he really? So you got to look. There's like guesses all the way up from 5'8" to like 5'11". I'll keep it a secret, though. Come meet me in person at the event. The other one is how old I am. And I've got people that have guessed from the mid-30s, like an age range of 35 to about 45. Tell you the truth, it's not quite accurate, so come and talk to me and we'll talk about it. And then the other question is what color is my hair really? Because you see right now it's super black. There it looks like light brown. One of the pictures inside, actually this one here, I think it's got blonde, right? So what color is my hair really? Oh my goodness, that's a great question. So it depends on what role I guess they have me playing. But nice. Google it, you'll find it interesting. Yeah, Stardom 101, that's, I can't remember where they're based out of, but they were really great people to work with. We did, some photo shoots with them, and they did a really cool Q&A and just different kind of pictures from shows that we've done. This is actually a stunt that we did, jumping from a motorcycle to a Hummer while it was moving. You'll notice no helmet, no mouth gear. I just did it. And then there's also pictures from open range. I worked doing stunts as one of the gunslingers for Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall, Annette Bening, and those guys in that film. So yeah, we do a lot of fun stuff.
That's amazing. So we're so honored you're here.
Well, thank you.
Tell us the future, 5 years from now. Where do you see yourself? What do you really want to do? Because you told me you started this since you were 7 years old.
Correct.
So it's a calling.
Yes.
So, and you're still so young, but still 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Well, the reality is I don't really know how to do anything else, so I'll still be working in movies because, again, like I don't even think I'm qualified to be the Walmart greeter. I wouldn't know where to start with that, right? Like I just know movies. So I can play a doctor, but you wouldn't want me operating on you, right? I certainly think there's going to be a lot more movies, but there's always that saying that says, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? Here's the funny thing. I think we could divide that into my professional life and my personal life. I'm single and all that stuff, so maybe 5 years from now I'll be married. I don't know. We'll see. Send in your applications. No, I don't know. But also, I've done a lot of producing of movies, so I'd like to do more producing, more directing. I recently formed some really strong relationships with people who are involved in some of the bigger studios or bigger distribution companies for film. So I'll be putting out more in that. I think also I've got a lot of great stories I'd like to tell. Here's something that most people don't know about me. I actually used to write for the comic book industry. Right? Like I used to write comic books. So I've got some really cool stories that I've never had a chance to share in film or... You think so? I don't know about that. But anyway, so I'd love to be telling more stories that I've created, beginning to end. Another thing that I guess is worth sharing is we've also, one of the companies I own, we just launched a streaming service for film. Wow. So we'll be obviously nurturing that and encouraging that. But again, I haven't left motion pictures. I'm still in it, right? Like I'm still tied to it. So I'm just honored. I'm also grateful for those that enjoy our films, and not just for me, but for all actors. I'm speaking on behalf of all of us. If it wasn't for people who enjoyed watching the movies, we just couldn't do what we do. So I'm very grateful for those that enjoy our films, that come out and support the film industry and the things that we're creating. Because honestly, like I said, I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't do this. So thank you for allowing me to continue to do this. Right?
That's amazing. So the next magazine for the Luxury Gala, most eligible bachelor of 2024. Handsome, talented. So which actor have you played with that has been the most memorable to you? Why?
Wow. I've worked with some really amazing people. I've had some incredible experiences with people that I truly admire, and some that you wouldn't expect. So I think Kevin Costner was one of my favorites, and not just for his acting ability, but I love the way that he treated people on set. I was very impressed by how kind he was with everyone, how genuine he was. Robert Duvall was also amazing. Michael Jeter, who you remember from Sister Act and Sesame Street and Jurassic Park, he was amazing. Ian Tracy, who some of you might know, he you probably saw him on things like Man of Steel and stuff like that. Here's another one, surprisingly, was Tom Sizemore. Although Tom had some challenges, right? We know. Oh, really? So he was a close friend of mine. So what happened is Tom obviously had some personal demons, but he was such a sweetheart and he was so kind to me. But the one day that I was on set with him, he wasn't really feeling up to things. And so he talked to the director, but me first. He said, I'd like to ask him if we can just kind of throw out the script and improv this. Do you think you could help me? And I was like, no, let's try. So I got to seriously, for almost a couple of days, improv just with Tom Sizemore, he and I. Now, he was a criminal in this story, and I was a cop busting him. And so we just went through it, and it was really funny because after we had finished, we spent some time out on this balcony of this place, just me and him. And it was just a really nice moment where he thanked me for working with him. And I don't know how much of this I can tell confidentially, but one of his friends, who I promise you all know, happened to call. I'll just mention the first name. The phone rang, and it said Bobby. And I picked up the phone with Tom, and Tom put him on speaker and said, this guy's helping with the movie. And as the guy spoke, I recognized his voice. And this guy thanked me and told me how much he appreciated me taking care of Tom. I guess I better tell you who it was. It was De Niro. And so that was just a special moment to be with these two guys having a personal conversation. Me, Tom Sizemore, and Robert De Niro. Right? Like, you can't ask better than that. And so I've had a lot of really cool experiences. I've worked with some amazing people, but the best is yet to come. And I have to confess, there's a few, like I said, that I'm really looking forward to. So, for example, I've got a really cool scene in a show. Again, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention this, but I will. I'll ask for forgiveness later. For Lionsgate, it's called Untethered, and I've got a really cool scene where I'm a prisoner in a prison, and Donald Sutherland interviews me for evidence and some other things, and I get me and Donald one-on-one. And that'll be a handful of days that it's just me and Donald. We're the only actors on set. And so it's kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to that. But we'll see what happens. And heaven knows I've got a long list of other actors that I admire that I'm just so excited to work with. Hopefully that happens.
That's amazing.
Right.
Well, we're so excited you are on our show, and we're so excited you're coming back at our Luxury Gala. You are so talented and so much more. Thank you.
Anytime.
And is there anything else you'd like to say to your fans, friends?
Well, you know what? Honestly, again, I'm super thankful for anybody that's following my work. Obviously, I'm doing my best to create the best characters so that you enjoy them, and it's a journey. But I will say this as a concluding thing. I had such a fun time at the Luxury Gala. It is one of my favorite events to attend. So I try and, amongst all the things that I'm doing around the world, I always try to clear my schedule so I can be there with you guys. And it's just super fun. And so if you're watching this saying, well, I don't know, maybe I'll make it. I don't know if I'll get a chance to come to the Luxury Gala this year. What are you doing? Put down your planner and, write it in right now to be there, because it's going to be a blast. And by the way, I'm not the only celebrity that's there. There were people that, no kidding, that I admired, that I wanted to connect with. In fact, one really good one, I'll put in a plug. Cynthia Rothrock was there. I've admired Cynthia forever. And so we became friends there at the event. And I'm doing a movie for her in October called Black Creek, that cowboy one that she's doing. So you'll meet people, you'll network with people, you'll find opportunities for yourself, but you'll also get a chance to network with those that you admire. And the reality is, as a celebrity, I don't want people to just from a distance say, hey, I'm a fan. Come be friends. That's what we're inviting you to do. Come join this group of friends and come party with us. That's really what's happening. We have a great time, don't we?
Oh, yes, we do. And this year we're going to have a better time. We have a better team. Everything is going to be amazing. So thank you. Make sure you check us out, and we'll see you in the next event. Thank you.
100%.